Also coming up ahead, the Syria's ceasefire that was brokered by Israel is now under threat. How? Let's get you all the details. Stay tuned after a short break.
देगी मिर्च का तड़का अंग अंग फड़का
MDH की देगी मिर्च भारत की अपनी दुकान इंडिया सोना
अपने देश का सामान इंडिया सोना इंडिया सोना
इंडिया सोना
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
Mujawar has been a part of the ATS team that investigated this Malegaon case, and what he has to say today is explosive. He's breaking the silence. Mahmood Mujawar ji, thank you. शुक्रिया हमारे साथ बातचीत करने के लिए. First of all, आपको ये फैसला आज सुन के क्या लगा? Do you think justice has finally been done in the case, Mujawar ji?
बहुत अच्छा लगा सर, कहीं तो न्याय हो गया और ये न्याय मिलाने के लिए जो आपने जद्दोजहद की, जो आपने कोशिश की, वो सही में काम आई सर। खास करके मैं निरंजन स्वामी का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ, जिन्होंने मेरा कोई तुम्हारे चैनल से कोई संबंध नहीं था, मगर मेरे को ढूंढ के निकाल के आपने अपने स्टूडियो में बुलाया था और बुला के मेरे को पूछ के सही तरीके से मेरा इंटरव्यू लिया था सर। उसका काम हो गया और अच्छा काम हुआ उसके अंदर, सही तरीके से सही जजमेंट, सही एविडेंस और जो चाहिए वो विटनेसेस मिल गए सर आपको।
मुजावर जी, लास्ट टाइम जब आपने बात की थी हमारे साथ, आपने एटीएस के बारे में बात की थी। आपने बोला एटीएस ने एविडेंस को फिक्स किया था। इस पूरा केस एक खोखला केस है। आपने ये भी बोला था कि ये जो विटनेसेस थे उनको मारा गया था। एंड लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, मुजावर हैड met us at Republic in Mumbai 6 years ago. He was going from one court to the next. He met us in our office. He came with us. He came to us with a bag full of documents. When he was fighting in the courts, and we sat down, we spoke to him, we understood that he was an ATS officer who nobody was willing to take at face value back then because Parambir Singh was calling the shots.
We are live this morning. I'm Shivangi Shukla getting you the latest coming in. Floods hit Himachal Pradesh once again. Multiple areas are submerged due to fresh rains that the region has observed. We'll get to all those details and what's happening, but as usual, the headlines first. Let's get started. Election Commission issues fresh notice to RJD leader Tejasvi Yadav after his missing name claim backfires. India lines to hold meeting at 10 a.m. before the parliament session. Meet, decide opposition strategy. Mamta to hold virtual meet with TMC MPs over electoral roll revision. Is she fearing same fate in Bengal? Asian Cricket Council announces venue for India-Pakistan match. BCCI continues to maintain strange silence. FIR registered against a senior army officer after he is caught on camera assaulting 4 SpiceJet staff at Srinagar airport. Trump's aide accuses India of financing Russia-Ukraine war through Russian oil deals. And viewers, this morning a significant development that could reshape Bangladesh's political landscape. A new student-led political party has taken center stage in Dhaka, marking a bold call for change. Just as the country approaches a critical electoral juncture, here's more to the story.
A new political party formed by students who spearheaded the anti-government movement to oust former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina rallied in Dhaka, signaling a shift in Bangladesh's political landscape. The student-led National Citizen Party pledged to build a new Bangladesh amid uncertainty of the country's next election. Around thousands of supporters gathered at the Shahid Minar National Monument in the capital, where the party's top leader, Nahid Islam, unveiled a 24-point agenda for a second republic.
আজ থেকে ঠিক এক বছর আগে এই শহীদ মিনারে আমরা শপথ নিয়েছিলাম এই দেশকে স্বৈরাচারের হাত থেকে মুক্ত করব। আপনারা সেই আহ্বানে সাড়া দেওয়ায় আমরা সবাই মিলে ফ্যাসিবাদী শাসনকে পরাজিত করেছি এবং দেশের মানুষের নিজেদের কর্তৃত্ব ফিরিয়ে এনেছি। আজ আবারও এই শহীদ মিনার থেকে আপনাদেরকে আহ্বান জানাচ্ছি, আসুন আমরা সবাই মিলে আমাদের নতুন বাংলাদেশ গঠনে এই ঐতিহাসিক 24 দফাকে বাস্তবে রূপান্তর করে সকল নাগরিকের স্বপ্নের নতুন বাংলাদেশ গড়ি।
He further demanded a new constitution to replace the 1972 version, originally framed under the leadership of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, Sheikh Hasina's father. Meanwhile, on the same day, supporters of the Bangladesh Nationalist Party's student wing also held a separate rally in Dhaka. Addressing the rally online from London, BNP's acting chairman, Tariq Rahman, urged his supporters to seek backing from young voters ahead of the next election.
মন দিয়ে শোনো কি আহ্বান আমি জানাতে চাই, তারপরে আমার এই আহ্বানের কথা ছড়িয়ে দাও তোমাদের সকল শিক্ষার্থী, সারা সমগ্র বাংলাদেশে ছড়িয়ে ছিটিয়ে থাকা সকল শিক্ষার্থী, সকল আগামীর বাংলাদেশ ভবিষ্যৎ প্রজন্মের কাছে যারা নতুন ভোটার, তাদের সকলের কাছে আমার এই আহ্বান ছড়িয়ে দিবে।
Rahman, who has been in exile since 2008, is expected to return to Bangladesh before elections take place. These rallies come just 2 days before the interim government, led by Nobel Peace Prize laureate Muhammad Yunus, marks the anniversary of Hasina's fall. Sheikh Hasina fled to India on August 5th last year following a mass uprising that ended her 15-year rule. Yunus assumed power 3 days later, pledging to restore peace after weeks of unrest that left hundreds dead and thousands injured. The emergence of new political forces and persistent tension over election scheduling have raised concerns over Bangladesh's political direction. While hopes for a stable democratic transition remain, critics warn that ongoing violence, mob control issues, and human rights allegations may push the country towards further instability.
Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu has made an urgent appeal to the International Committee of the Red Cross to intervene and assist hostages still held by Hamas in Gaza. This comes amid mounting global concern over their condition, especially after the release of disturbing propaganda videos by Hamas. Here's a detailed report, viewers.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has urged the International Committee of the Red Cross to urgently intervene and assist Israeli hostages still held by Hamas in Gaza. According to a statement from his office, Netanyahu personally spoke with Julian Larison, head of the Red Cross delegation in the region, requesting immediate delivery of medical aid and food supplies to the captives. The appeal comes amid growing alarm over the conditions of the hostages. Recently released Hamas videos have shown disturbing images, including one that appears to show an Israeli hostage being forced to dig his own grave. These visuals are widely seen as a pressure tactic aimed at forcing Israel to agree to a ceasefire. However, the timing of the release raises questions. It comes just as Israel has intensified its operations in central Gaza and is facing growing condemnation from international partners of the worsening humanitarian situation in the region. It also coincides with the time when Western countries such as France, Germany, and the UK are reportedly preparing to formally recognize Palestine. Observers believe Hamas is attempting to capitalize on the shifting diplomatic landscape to increase international pressure on Israel. As of now, 49 hostages are believed to still be in Gaza, of whom 27 are presumed to be dead. The situation is further complicated by warnings from UN-appointed experts that a famine is unfolding in the region, threatening the well-being of both civilians and the hostages.
A Syria ceasefire has been brokered by Israel, is now under threat. Just weeks after the deal barred Syrian forces from entering western Syria, the Syrian military has reportedly re-entered the region, issuing threats to the Druze minority. This clear violation raises doubts over the new regime's promises of peace in a tough position. Here's more to the story.
Syria, a war-torn country, has recently undergone a major political transition, as former President Bashar al-Assad was overthrown by Turkey-backed Hayat Tahrir al-Sham. Since then, Turkey and Syria's new regime have called for a Syrian renaissance, claiming that the situation in the country has completely changed. However, systematic questions have been raised against the new regime over alleged crimes against the Druze and Shia Alawite communities. The most recent violence erupted in the Suwida region of western Syria, where a civil war broke out between Syrian Arab Bedouin tribes and Druze militants. The conflict triggered a major humanitarian crisis in the region, with many casualties from the minority Druze and Shia communities. The war not only worsened the already fragile situation in Syria, but also exposed the hypocrisy of the new regime, which had promised change. The conflict, however, ended with a ceasefire. The ceasefire agreement, brokered by Israel, explicitly stated that Syrian forces would not enter western Syria and that the region bordering Israel would be demilitarized. But just weeks later, the ceasefire was violated as Syrian forces re-entered the region and reportedly issued threats against the Druze community. This development not only violates the ceasefire agreement and endangers Syria's future stability, but also exposes the false promises of the new regime that claimed it would bring peace. The entire situation also raises serious questions for the United States, which recently waived sanctions on Syria, stated it wanted to give the country a chance at recovery.
Israel's National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir has condemned Hamas' release of videos showing hostage David during a visit to Jerusalem's most sensitive holy site, the hilltop compound in the old city revered by Jews and Muslims. Ben-Gvir said that the videos were released to put pressure on Israel. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has visited Pakistan for his first official visit since assuming office. Pezeshkian met with the Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and President Asif Ali Zardari, and talks between the two sides focused on deepening cooperation in trade, energy, and regional security. However, the war in Gaza was also on the agenda. U.S. Senate has left for its August recess without a deal on advancing President Trump's nominee after tense talks and a fiery outburst from Trump targeting Chuck Schumer. No breakthrough was reached. However, Republicans may push for rule changes in September as Democrats continue to block fast-track confirmations. Federal officials are investigating Jack Smith, the former special counsel who investigated the then candidate to Donald Trump before his re-election for a second term. The Office of Special Counsel has confirmed the investigation. The Office of Special Counsel is an independent federal agency. Smith was named as special counsel to investigate Trump by then Attorney General Merrick Garland. Supporters of Brazil's former President Jair Bolsonaro held a national protest demanding amnesty while calling for the impeachment of President Lula and Supreme Court Justice Alexandra de Moraes in Rio de Janeiro. One of Bolsonaro's sons, San Flavio Bolsonaro, has gone ahead and addressed a large crowd protesting in Copacabana Beach. Thousands of protesters held signs calling for the amnesty, the impeachment of President Lula da Silva and Supreme Court Justice Alexander de Moraes. Hundreds of thousands of young Catholics came to Rome for the 2025 Youth Jubilee. They gathered for a vigil held by the Pope, and in fact, the Pope has urged the young people to have courage to make radical choices to do good. Let's move ahead right now. Hundreds of thousands of young Catholics have come to Rome for the 2025 Youth Jubilee. Now, they gathered for a vigil held by the Pope. The Pope urged the young people to have the courage to make radical choices to do good. Here's a report.
Hundreds of thousands of Catholic youngsters, Christian rock concerts, inspirational talks, and confession sessions. Thousands of young Catholics have gathered for the Youth Jubilee celebration. The Pope paraded through the crowd in his Pope mobile, spreading joy and enthusiasm amongst the pilgrims. Pope Leo XIV marked his first big encounter with the next generation of Catholics. Pope Leo carried a large wooden cross to the stage. As the first American Pope, Pope Leo XIV presided over the vigil, marking a special moment in the Youth Jubilee celebration. During the vigil, Pope Leo urged the young people to have the courage to make radical choices to do good. The festival, held at Tor Vergata Field on Rome's outskirts, became a mini Woodstock for young Catholics. The Holy Year Youth Festival has been a powerful display of faith and unity amongst young Catholics from around the world. To celebrate the 2025th anniversary of the Incarnation of God, the Church invites all Catholics to celebrate the Jubilee of young people. The special moment during the Holy Year is an opportunity for young people to travel to Rome or celebrate stateside for an experience of transformation and hope. And despite the large crowds, Romans welcomed the enthusiasm of the young pilgrims.
And Ukraine launched an overnight attack on an oil depot near Russia's Black Sea resort of Sochi, leading to massive fire. Following the attacks, the Russian authorities briefly halted flights at the Sochi airport. However, the services resumed later on Sunday. Russian officials further said that 4 people were injured in another drone attack by Ukraine in the Voronezh region. The country's defense ministry has said it has also shot down 93 Ukrainian drones over Russia and the Black Sea. Out of this, 60 were shot down over the Black Sea. Here's a report.
Ukraine carried out a major drone attack on an oil depot near Russia's Black Sea resort of Sochi. Videos of Ukraine's drone attack showed thick plumes of smoke billowing above the oil depot. Following the attacks, the Russian authorities briefly halted flights at the Sochi airport. However, the services resumed later on Sunday. Russian officials further said that the 4 people were injured in another drone attack by Ukraine in the Voronezh region. The country's defense ministry stated that it had also shot down 93 Ukrainian drones over Russia and the Black Sea. Russia, meanwhile, launched a counterattack on Ukrainian drone production workshops and long-range drone control point. Russian Defense Ministry also stated that its troops captured another settlement in eastern Ukraine. In addition, Russia's air defense system shot down 1 guided aerial bomb and 338 fixed-wing. Meanwhile, in southern Ukraine, a Russian missile strike hit a residential area. Ukraine military said that the Russian had launched 76 drones and 7 missiles. Of 60 drones and 1 missile were intercepted. The reciprocal attacks ended one of the deadliest weeks in Ukraine in recent months after Russian drone and missile attack killed 31 people, including 5 children, and wounded over 150.
Gold prices in India saw a decline despite global markets witnessing a surge in the precious metals value due to safe haven buying. According to the All India Sarafa Association, gold prices in the national capital fell by rupees 400 to settle at 97,620 per 10 grams for 99.9% purity. The government is planning to increase the outlay for the rare earth magnet manufacturing scheme to over rupees 5,000 crores, up from the originally proposed rupees 1,350 crores. In addition, the annual production target is likely to be quadrupled from 1,500 metric ton to around 6,000 metric ton. The move is part of a broader push to expand domestic capacity in the strategically critical segment of rare earth permanent magnets, which are widely used in electric vehicles, wind turbines, electronics, and defense systems. Prices for the Swiss watches, Swiss chocolate, and Swiss cheese could skyrocket in a week as a result of US President Trump's trade war. Switzerland, home to some of the world's most recognizable luxury brands, now faces an upcoming 39% tariff from the US industry groups, warned that both Swiss companies and American consumers could pay the price. Apple's iPhone exports from India surged 82% to $6 billion in quarter one, driven by strong demand and production growth. The company's vendors exported iPhones worth $6 billion from India during the April-June quarter, up from around $3.2 billion in the same period last year. India's smartphone exports reached a record $7.72 billion in quarter one, despite a threat of US tariffs. French sports goods retailer has now planned to reach nearly $1 billion sales in the Indian sports market over the next 5 years, helped by the expansion of its retail channels and product portfolio and growing sports culture in the country. In its India Chief Executive Officer Chankaya Place said that Decathlon, which currently operates 132 stores in 55 cities across India, plans to expand its retail footprint to over 90 cities by 2030 and plans to register a revenue of around 8,000 crores by then. And viewers, much more coming right up. Election Commission issues fresh notice to RJD leader Tejasvi Yadav after his missing name claim backfires. India lines to hold meeting at 10 a.m. before the parliament session. Meet to decide opposition strategy. Stay tuned. We are live this morning.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो।
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
The Indian economy has been the fastest growing G20 economy for 8 of the last 11 years. And those are the only 8 in the last 77 years, during which India has been the largest, has been the fastest growing economy among the G20. So, during the years that Rahul Gandhi's family ruled India, India's per capita income was declining relative to the rest of the world. Just listen to that. The average income of an Indian was declining relative to the average income of every human on earth. That is a remarkably bad outcome for India to have had. If you want a dead economy, it is the Nehruvian Indira economy and the Rajiv economy. That was a genuinely dead economy. If you want an economy that is vibrant, this is that economy. The economy of India today under the Modi government is, in fact, the envy of the world. It may not be the envy of Donald Trump right now, but the simple fact is that the Indian economy is the fastest growing economy in the world. You can see this.
Operation Nagar enters day 4 in Jammu and Kashmir's Kulgaon district as security forces continue their relentless manhunt to track down and neutralize the 2 terrorists still at large. Here's the latest from the ground, viewers. Take a look.
Days after eliminating the 3 terrorists who were involved in Pahalgam terror attack, the crackdown on terror continues to intensify in Jammu and Kashmir, with security forces gunning down Lashkar terrorists in South Kashmir's Kulgaon. Operation Nagar, launched by security forces, has entered day 4. The Indian Armed Forces are conducting the joint anti-terror operation in coordination with Jammu and Kashmir Police, CRPF and Special Operations Group. So far, the security forces have eliminated 2 Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists and 1 Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorist has been injured. While the manhunt to nab and eliminate 2 more terrorists is still underway, the locals remain on high alert as blasts, firing continue amid the ongoing operation.
And viewers, getting you some more updates coming in. Uttam Pangal cruises through the selection trials to confirm a spot at the Wrestling World Championship scheduled to take place in Croatia from September 13th to September 21st.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला भारत की अपनी दुकान इंडिया सोना
अपने देश का सामान इंडिया सोना
इंडिया जोना
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
MDH
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
वाओ मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है?
अरे मेरे राजा,
राजा आर प्योर मसाला
Mujawar has been a part of the ATS team that investigated this Malegaon case, and what he has to say today is explosive. He's breaking the silence. Mahmood Mujawar ji, thank you. शुक्रिया हमारे साथ बातचीत करने के लिए. First of all, आपको ये फैसला आज सुन के क्या लगा? Do you think justice has finally been done in the case, Mujawar ji?
Getting you some more bits coming in, viewers. Uttam Pangal, already a medalist at the Senior World Asian Games and Asian Championship, cruised through the World Championship trials in women's category of 53 kilograms, defeating Gujarat's Hina Bain and Madhya Pradesh's Pooja without conceding a point. 20-year-old secured a spot in the Indian team alongside Vaishnavi Patil and Manisha Bhanwala, who also delivered impressive performances. Lionel Messi left off early in Inter Miami's Leagues Cup clash against Chankaya with a suspected hamstring injury sustained in the 8th minute after a rough challenge. Despite Messi's exit, Miami won through penalties. Coach has confirmed that post-match that Messi will undergo tests to assess the severity. And viewers, much are coming right up. Election Commission issues fresh notice to RJD leader Joseph Yadav after his missing name claim backfire. Stay tuned, viewers. We're live this morning.
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो।
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। मसाला
भारत की अपनी दुकान इंडिया सोना,
अपने देश का सामान
इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना,
इंडिया जोना।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल। ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े। क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
The Indian economy has been the fastest growing G20 economy for 8 of the last 11 years. And those are the only 8 in the last 77 years, during which India has been the largest, has been the fastest growing economy among the G20. So during the years that Rahul Gandhi's family ruled India, India's per capita income was declining relative to the rest of the world. Just listen to that. The average income of an Indian was declining relative to the average income of every human on earth. That is a remarkably bad outcome for India to have had. If you want a dead economy, it is the Nehruvian Indira economy and the Rajiv economy. That was a genuinely dead economy. If you want an economy that is vibrant, this is that economy. The economy of India today under the Modi government is, in fact, the envy of the world. It may not be the envy of Donald Trump right now, but the simple fact is that the Indian economy is the fastest growing economy in the world. You can see this in the IMF's latest forecasts. They are very modest forecasts, but in fact, the economy of India has grown at an average annual pace of 8.2% in real terms every year for the past 4 years. And it has achieved that with a current account deficit of less than 1% of GDP. India has the lowest inflation now that it has.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
You are watching Live and Breaking with me, Riyanka Chaudhary. We will be bringing you all the latest updates starting from the Kulgam encounter that has entered the 4th day. It continues in the forest in Jammu and Kashmir. But first up, let's get you the top headlines. Election Commission issues a fresh notice to RJD leader Tejasvi Yadav after his missing name claims backfires. Breaking news coming in on top of this hour. Kulgam encounter is underway for the 4th day, and the encounter in Kulgam resumed with the first light this morning after being halted overnight due to darkness, and locals have reported heavy gunfire and blasts during the night in the dense forest area. So far, 2 terrorists have been neutralized, while a 3rd terrorist is believed to be injured. The cordon and search operation has been extended to the nearby areas. That is the latest development coming in on the broadcast. My colleague Zeenat is joining us live to give us more inputs on the story. Zeenat, there is a massive encounter which is underway in Kulgam. It's the 4th day. Give us the latest updates as to how far have our forces been able to somewhere neutralize and capture these terrorists.
See, we need to understand that this is one of the biggest operations that we have seen after a very long time in Jammu and Kashmir. Though this operation has entered into its 4th day, but as of now, only one dead body of a terrorist have been recovered. It's been identified as Haris Nazir. He comes from Pulwama of South Kashmir. There have been no other dead bodies that have been recovered so far, despite the operation entering into its 4th day. Meanwhile, apart from the foot soldiers, we can see that technology giving a push in this encounter as far as the drones surveillance is going on, thermal imaging is going on, and also we are seeing the number of troops that have been pushed in for this encounter. In fact, the para commandos, which is an elite force of Indian Army, is also part of this operation. But as of now, forces have only been able to successfully neutralize one terrorist. The body of only one local terrorist have been recovered. There were reports that it's a group of 5 terrorists for which they are trying to eliminate them. But as of now, they are not able to find those terrorists who are hiding in this thick forest. That is why we see that the surveillance is taking place. We have been picking up that the 15 Corps Commander, Lieutenant General Prashant Srivastava, along with the Jammu and Kashmir Police Chief, they are monitoring the situation. But it is that since this operation is taking place in the jungles, this is the forest belt, this is Malwar forest in South Kashmir that connects you to Riyasi of Jammu, where from the group had infiltrated. There have been the reports that it is the Pakistani group, the Pakistani terrorists who were the part of this very module. They have infiltrated using this Riyasi and Kulgam ridge, and they have managed to sneak in Kulgam. Kulgam police got information about the movement of these terrorists, and for the last 4 days, the encounter is on. We have seen the heavy arms and ammunition, the machines that have been pushed in, the foot soldiers, the para commandos, everything, whatever these joint forces have for the neutralization, for the anti-terror operations like this, everything has been chipped in. The surveillance, the drone surveillance is only going on to monitor the movement of the terrorists. But as of now, they could not succeed beyond one terrorist. Only one dead body have been retrieved from the encounter spot. On the 2nd day, Haris Nazir, who comes from LAT, was joined in June 2023. He was neutralized and his body has been taken into the custody by the Jammu and Kashmir police. This is a group of 5 terrorists, but as of now, there has been no further success. Only we are seeing the surveillance, because the thick jungle, it requires the surveillance from the top, for which the drones, the thermal imaging and all other equipments are being used to trace the terrorists who are hiding in the thick forest, in the thick jungles of Divsar Kulgam. This is taking place. This encounter is almost 90-95 kilometers from the Srinagar city. As of now, no success to the forces. Apart from that, one terrorist have been neutralized, and also the soldiers, 1 or 2 soldiers from the Indian Army have received the injuries. They were treated at the military base hospital in Srinagar. They are stable. We are seeing only the J&K police, the army, the CRPF, the special para elite force of army, and also the SOG Kulgam being the part of this operation. But as of now, despite the encounter has entered into its 4th day, only one dead body has been recovered from the encounter spot, and and joint forces are trying to neutralize or to locate the ones as per the information that they had received. The Kulgam police received the information about this group of terrorists. They are hiding in this jungle, and the information was quite solid. With the result, they launched an operation and could get 1 kill as of now. So they don't want to leave the venue. Maybe this encounter will continue for a couple of days more, because scanning a thick jungle, it always takes time, or sometimes there is a lull in the air for days, and then again the encounter or the gunfight erupts. This is a very dicey situation for the joint forces to trace or to hunt the terrorists who are trapped in this thick foliage.
Well, Zeenat, also, this is the second major, encounter taking place in the span of 1 week. It was earlier Operation Mahadev and now Operation Akal. And also, the local residents have also reported that there were loud noises, blasts and firing that was heard overnight. Help us understand, what exactly is happening on that front in terms of cordoning of the areas. The locals, are they in a safe position right now?
This encounter is taking place in the upper ridges. Though that tells you that it takes minimum 2 hours, 3 hours to trek on this very track. This is not in the lower belt. This is not in the mohalla or in any area. This is the upper forest belt of Divsar Kulgam, the Malwar forest, where this encounter is taking place. So you don't have the human population around. What you see or what people hear, obviously there has been a fight between the terrorists and the joint security forces, for which obviously during the fight you used different kind of arms and ammunition to neutralize the threat on the ground. The sounds were heard there, the blast-like sounds that were heard. But important is to see that how many catches or how many kills. As of now, in all these 4 days of encounter, 1 dead body, 1 terrorist have been neutralized, 1 local terrorist had been neutralized. And to search and scan the thick area of these forests, it takes time. It's not that you just have the magic wand in your hand and you will get the location of a terrorist. It's not like that. To search or scan or to get an exact location of the terrorist, it takes time. So that is why they are using the drones, the helicopter services, thermal imaging, whatever the machinery they have available, their best. They are trying to use it to locate the terrorists. But yes, see, you in these jungles, a person tries or a terrorist tries to camouflage himself because of the greenery around, because of the thick foliage around. So it takes time. It's not possible. Had this been in the plains or in any residential house, the operation would have ended much earlier. But taking an advantage of the higher ridges and the forest area, the terrorists are playing like hide and seek with the security forces. So as of now, if we say in the last 4 days, only 1 terrorist have been neutralized, and that too is a local terrorist of the LET module.
All right, Zeenat, appreciate you giving us all the details and mentioning the fact that the encounter is taking place at a higher region. We will be shifting our focus now. On the other hand, there has been a very shocking incident of airport violence where an army officer was charged for a murderous assault of ground staff that followed an argument over excess cabin luggage. Now, 4 SpiceJet employees were left with grievous injuries in the assault at the Srinagar airport, including a spinal fracture. Now, the officer in the video can be seen repeatedly punching and kicking the airline staff and even attacked one with a queue stand after being told that cabin luggage beyond 7 kilograms is allowed at an extra charge, according to the airline. My colleague Zeenat continues to be with us on this. Zeenat, very, very shocking and dramatic visuals that have been surfacing across, the network. We have, in fact, seen how an army officer went ahead and he attacked 4 ground staff of SpiceJet, and it was not a simple injury, but very grievous injuries. Help us understand what exactly is happening regarding this particular case.
This is an incident of 26th of July, and this gentleman, he is a lieutenant colonel in the Indian Army posted at Haz in Gulmarg, and he was traveling to Delhi. He was carrying an extra baggage of around 16 kgs, and for which only the 7 kg is allowed. The cabin staff told him that either he pay for the extra luggage or he has to drop some part of the luggage. And then he started, there was a kicks and the punch that he used against the ground staff, and now the ground staff has taken note of it. They have written to the Civil Aviation Ministry, and also the officer has been booked by J&K police. The FIR has been registered in the Badgam police station. Meanwhile, a statement has come from the Indian Army where they're saying that they are investigated and will also fully cooperate with the agencies, with the local police. It is this incident happened just outside the gate number 2 of the Srinagar International Airport, where the gentleman was traveling to Delhi, and he was asked by the staff of this SpiceJet to pay extra as he is carrying around 16 kilograms of luggage as a cabin bag, for which he refused. And then all this started. The Civil Aviation SpiceJet has also submitted the footage with the J&K police. The Badgam police has registered a FIR in this case, and also the investigation at present is going on.
All right, Zeenat, appreciate you joining us and giving us all the details on that story. We will be continuing to track all the updates that come in regarding a very shocking incident. But breaking news on the other hand, Air India Express flight took a U-turn and landed at Bengaluru after a mid-air hydraulic snag. An Air India Express flight from Bengaluru to Kolkata made a mid-air turn back after it developed a hydraulic snag shortly after takeoff. Now, the flight, which departed from Kempegowda International Airport at 7:16 p.m. yesterday, landed safely back at 9:19 p.m. and a full emergency was declared nearly around 8:20 p.m. as a precautionary measure. And as per reports coming in from the airport sources, they have confirmed a technical issue. Colleague Abhishek is joining us live at this point in time. Abhishek, help us understand what exactly happened, given the fact that there was some sort of a hydraulic snag in the particular Air India Express flight that had to take a mid-air U-turn yesterday.
Priyanka, we were informed that the flight took off at around 7:16 in the evening from Kempegowda International Airport Limited, which was headed towards Kolkata. However, at around 8:21, a full emergency was declared because it was found a mid-air hydraulic snag is what the Air India or the technical experts have mentioned as of now. And at 19 p.m., the flight made a landing at Bangalore International Airport Limited or the Kempegowda International Airport Limited as of now. And we've been informed that the passengers are safe, and it is under investigation as to why this mid-air hydraulic snag happened. And we are awaiting any response from the Kempegowda International Airport Limited, Air India, and various other agencies who are related with respect to the Air India's issue. We are also awaiting to see if Air India is facing multiple problems in the last couple of days. We've also seen some of the incident that's been unfolding with Air India. So will there be a detailed check with respect to Air India's quality of flights, and also will there be a total investigation within the department is what we are awaiting as of now, Priyanka.
Right, Abhishek, as you mentioned the point, the fact that there have been several technical snags that have been reported over the past several weeks, and coming in first is always Air India, and now it's an Air India Express flight. Would you share any information that you're gathering from your sources in terms of what are the measures that are being taken at this point in time, even from the side of the DGCA, regarding the condition of these aircrafts?
Well, with respect to the DGCA might issue a notice to the Air India because it has found not only the DGCA but various other airlines and people who are flying from various other countries have found there have been technical snags in Air India flights of lately. So there might be an internal investigation from the Air India itself, and also the DGCA might also ask a report as to why the technical glitches or snags are happening within the Air India flights, and will also there be a total run through of all their flights. Will there be a quality recheck? Again, will the government intervene in this is the point of question which has to be answered by the Air India. Now, we are awaiting responses from Air India as of now, and we are also if at all we have to connect the dots. We have seen what happened at Ahmedabad. We also saw what happened at Bengaluru yesterday, and there was another incident with respect to Air India in the last couple of weeks as well. So if this continues, will the airline have to face a battle between the DGCA and the passengers? So at this point of time, probably there might be some of the technical glitches with the Air India, and they will have to recorrect themselves so that the passengers can get back to Air India safely and passengers can fly safely. Priyanka.
All right, Abhishek, thank you for joining us and giving us all the details on that story. We will continue to track as we await a response from Air India on the same. Now, moving on, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee went ballistic against Delhi police for allegedly addressing Bangla as a Bangladeshi language, and she also accused the centre of using anti-constitutional language to insult and humiliate Bengali-speaking people. That's the big breaking news we are tracking in, and my colleague Aishwarya is joining us from our newsrooms to give us more details. Aishwarya, now it is the latest war of words between West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and Delhi Police she's saying that the Delhi Police has allegedly addressed Bangla as a Bangladeshi language.
Absolutely, Riyanka. So this is something that Mamata Banerjee posted on her X account, wherein she shared a picture of a letter that was written by the Lodi Garden Police Station, and it was addressed to the Bangla Bhavan. And in the letter, it was mentioned, and they had given details of the Delhi Police action on 8 Bangladeshi nationals who were living illegally in India, and they had also confiscated a lot of incriminating material from them. And for the further investigations to continue, the letter had mentioned that they need a translator that they would need in order to translate some of the documents that they had received. And in that purported letter, allegedly, it was mentioned that they need a translator for the Bangladeshi language, here in the reference being Bangladeshi as in Bangla or Bengali language. And Mamata Banerjee, called this as anti-national. She said it is unconstitutional and an insult to the Bengali-speaking people. Now, there has been no response so far on Delhi Police on what. And the BJP has, however, remarked that this is something that Mamata Banerjee is flaring up for vote bank politics.
All right, Aishwarya, appreciate you joining us and giving us all the details on that story. We will be tracking in minute-to-minute updates on the same. But now, viewers, it's time we bring to you all the stories that are making headlines from across the nation in Bharat in 1 minute.
Bharat 1 Minute brought to you by Canara Bank. Together, we can.
A looting incident took place in a jewellery shop at Chandbagh in New Delhi. The criminals looted cash and jewellery from the shop at gunpoint. Not only this, but the valuables were also snatched from the customer. After carrying out the incident, the accused fled from the spot. The accused were masked and the miscreants are being searched by scanning the CCTV footages. The BSF troops caught 2 narco smugglers with heroin and recovered a 01 DJI Mavic 3 Classic drone from a framing field near village Barak in Firozpur district. The search operation was launched after the drone was seen at Kalsen in Taran. On their disclosure, the troops recovered 01 packet of heroin from an adjoining irrigated field. The Delhi police have arrested Raj Kishore, who had been on the run for 26 years. Who was convicted in kidnapping and killing of a businessman's son. He was a fugitive who was sentenced to life imprisonment for the brutal murder of an 8-year-old boy in a ransom case. Viewers, a daring robbery took place at jewellery shop in Chandbagh Lane number 4, where armed criminals entered the premises and looted cash, jewellery and valuables from both the shop owner as well as the customers at gunpoint in national capital. Here's a short report.
A robbery incident took place in a jewellery shop in Chandbagh's Lane number 4. A complaint has reportedly been lodged in Dayalpur police station regarding this incident. It's been reported that first the criminals entered the shop with weapons, closed the shutter of the shop and looted the shop owner and the existing customers. The criminals looted cash and jewellery from the shop at gunpoint. Not only this, valuables were also snatched from the customers. After carrying out the incident, the accused fled from the spot. As soon as the information was received, the police team reached the spot and started investigating the crime scene. The police have registered a case under several sections and several teams have been formed. The miscreants are now currently being searched by scanning the CCTV footage.
Shifting our focus, viewers, in a significant development that could reshape Bangladesh's political landscape, a new student-led political party has taken the center stage in Dhaka, marking a bold call for change. And just as the country approaches a critical electoral juncture, here's more to the story.
A new political party formed by students who spearheaded the anti-government movement to oust former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina rallied in Dhaka, signaling a shift in Bangladesh's political landscape. The student-led National Citizen Party pledged to build a new Bangladesh amid uncertainty of the country's next election. Around thousands of supporters gathered at the Shahid Minar National Monument in the capital, where the party's top leader, Nahid Islam, unveiled a 24-point agenda for a second republic.
আজ থেকে ঠিক এক বছর আগে এই শহীদ মিনারে আমরা শপথ নিয়েছিলাম এই দেশকে স্বৈরাচারের হাত থেকে মুক্ত করব। আপনারা সেই আহ্বানে সাড়া দেওয়ায় আমরা সবাই মিলে ফ্যাসিবাদী শাসনকে পরাজিত করেছি এবং দেশের মানুষের নিজেদের কর্তৃত্ব ফিরিয়ে এনেছি। আজ আবারও এই শহীদ মিনার থেকে আপনাদেরকে আহ্বান জানাচ্ছি, আসুন আমরা সবাই মিলে আমাদের নতুন বাংলাদেশ গঠনে এই ঐতিহাসিক 24 দফাকে বাস্তবে রূপান্তর করে সকল নাগরিকের স্বপ্নের নতুন বাংলাদেশ গড়ি।
He further demanded a new constitution to replace the 1972 version, originally framed under the leadership of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, Sheikh Hasina's father. Meanwhile, on the same day, supporters of the Bangladesh Nationalist Party's student wing also held a separate rally in Dhaka. Addressing the rally online from London, BNP's acting chairman, Tariq Rahman, urged his supporters to seek backing from young voters ahead of the next election.
মন দিয়ে শোনো কি আহ্বান আমি জানাতে চাই, তারপরে আমার এই আহ্বানের কথা ছড়িয়ে দাও তোমাদের সকল শিক্ষার্থী, সারা সমগ্র বাংলাদেশে ছড়িয়ে ছিটিয়ে থাকা সকল শিক্ষার্থী, সকল আগামীর বাংলাদেশ ভবিষ্যৎ প্রজন্মের কাছে যারা নতুন ভোটার, তাদের সকলের কাছে আমার এই আহ্বান ছড়িয়ে দিবে।
Rahman, who has been in exile since 2008, is expected to return to Bangladesh before elections take place. These rallies come just 2 days before the interim government, led by Nobel Peace Prize laureate Muhammad Yunus, marks the anniversary of Hasina's fall. Sheikh Hasina fled to India on August 5th last year following a mass uprising that ended her 15-year rule. Yunus assumed power 3 days later, pledging to restore peace after weeks of unrest that left hundreds dead and thousands injured. The emergence of new political forces and persistent tension over election scheduling have raised concerns over Bangladesh's political direction. While hopes for a stable democratic transition remain, critics warn that ongoing violence, mob control issues, and human rights allegations may push the country towards further instability.
And viewers, coming up on the other side, India Alliance to hold a meeting at 10 a.m. before the Parliament session. The meeting is to decide the opposition strategy. We will be also tracking Mamata Banerjee, who will be holding a virtual meeting with the TMC MPs over electoral roll revision. Is she fearing the same fate in Bengal? All this news on the other side after this break.
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ, डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध, MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
Our has been a part of the ATS team that investigated this Malegaon case. And what he has to say today is explosive. He's breaking the silence. Mahmood Mujawar ji, thank you. शुक्रिया हमारे साथ बातचीत करने के लिए. First of all, आपको ये फैसला आज सुन के क्या लगा? Do you think justice has finally been done in the case, Mujawar ji?
बहुत अच्छा लगा सर. कहीं तो न्याय हो गया. और ये न्याय मिलाने के लिए जो आपने जद्दोजहद की, जो आपने कोशिश की, वो सही में काम आई सर. खास करके मैं निरंजन स्वामी का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ, जिन्होंने मेरा कोई तुम्हारे चैनल से कोई संबंध नहीं था, मगर मेरे को ढूंढ के निकाल के आपने अपने स्टूडियो में बुलाया था और बुला के मेरे को पूछ के सही तरीके से मेरा इंटरव्यू लिया था सर. उसका काम हो गया और अच्छा काम हुआ. उसके अंदर सही तरीके से सही जजमेंट, सही एविडेंस और जो चाहिए वो विटनेसेस मिल गए सर आपको.
मुजावर जी, लास्ट टाइम जब आपने बात की थी हमारे साथ, आपने एटीएस के बारे में बात की थी. आपने बोला एटीएस ने एविडेंस को फिक्स किया था. इस पूरा केस एक खोखला केस है. आपने ये भी बोला था कि ये जो विटनेसेस थे उनको मारा गया था. एंड लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, मुजावर हैड met us at Republic in Mumbai 6 years ago. He was going from one court to the next. He met us in our office. He came with us. He came to us with a bag full of documents. When he was fighting in the courts, and we sat down, we spoke to him, we understood that he was an ATS officer who nobody was willing to take at face value back then because Parambir Singh was calling the shots in Mumbai. And that is why Mujawar never had the chance to speak. Mujawar जी, हमें ये बताइए, ये जो आपने बोला था पिछले बार कि
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ. डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड में मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा. अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ. सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात. वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है. अरे मेरे राजा,
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने.
भारत की अपनी दुकान, इंडिया सोना.
अपने देश का सामान, इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना.
इंडिया सोना.
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो.
इसमें क्या खास बात है.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात.
The Indian economy has been the fastest growing G20 economy for 8 of the last 11 years. And those are the only 8 in the last 77 years, during which India has been the largest, has been the fastest growing economy among the G20. So during the years that Rahul Gandhi's family ruled India, India's per capita income was declining relative to the rest of the world. Just listen to that. The average income of an Indian was declining relative to the average income of every human on earth. That is a remarkably bad outcome for India to have had. If you want a dead economy, it is the Nehruvian Indira.
Election Commission issues fresh notice to RJD leader Tejasvi Yadav after his missing name claim backfires. India lines to hold a meeting at 10 a.m. before the parliament session meets to decide on the opposition's strategy. Mamata Banerjee to hold a virtual meet with the TMC MPs over electoral roll revision. Is she fearing the same fate in West Bengal? Asian Cricket Council announces venue for India-Pakistan match. BCCI continues to maintain a strange silence. An FIR has been registered against a senior army officer after he's caught on camera assaulting 4 SpiceJet staff at the Srinagar airport. And viewers, we have big breaking news coming in. Rajya Sabha MP and actor Kamal Haasan has made a controversial remark there. Speaking at a private event, he said that education is the only weapon that can fight against Sanatan Dharma. He says that education is the only weapon that can break the chains of dictatorship and Sanatan. So actor and politician Kamal Haasan making a very, very controversial statement there on Sunday, declaring that only education has the power to break the chains of dictatorship and Sanatan ideology. So the actor was speaking at this 15th anniversary celebrations of actor Surya's Agaram Foundation. Let's listen in to what Kamal Haasan exactly said.
பிள்ளைகளுக்கு கல்வி கிடைக்காமல் செய்து விட்டது இந்த சட்டம். ஆகரம் நினைச்சா ஒண்ணும் விட முடியாது. அந்த சட்டத்தை மாற்றி எழுதக்கூடிய பலத்தை தருவது கல்விதான். அந்த கல்வி இந்த போரில் ஆயுதமின்றி நாட்டையே செதுக்க வல்லது. இது சர்வாதிகார சங்கிலிகளை, சனாதன சங்கிலிகளை எல்லாம் நொறுக்கி தள்ளக்கூடிய ஒரே ஆயுதம் இதுதான். இதை தவிர வேற எதையும் கையில் எடுக்காதீங்க.
All right. Right now we are joined in by Mr. Narayan Tirupati, BJP spokesperson, joining us on the phone line. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us here on Republic TV. Sir, your reaction to Kamal Haasan, he is quoting controversy by saying that education is the only weapon that can fight against Sanatan Dharma. How do you react to that?
What more you can expect from a person like Kamal Haasan, who was sold everything, who has sold himself to DMK, which is against Sanatan Dharma. As Mr. Udayanithi Stalin has said that he wants to eradicate Sanatan Dharma. For want of money and for want of power, Kamal Haasan has proved that he will sell anything, he will pledge anything. He is from a Sanatan Dharma family. His father is a Sanatani. And this man, for just want of power, has abused Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma is education. Sanatan Dharma is our culture. And Kamal Haasan, who is a very renowned actor, who knows many things, has diverted himself, has sold himself to DMK just for the want of power. What more you can expect from him?
Right. And sir, this is not the first time that he has spoken something like that. But thank you so much for those views there. And we are also joined in by Sarada, our colleague. Sarada, what more details you can provide us? Kamal Haasan again quoting controversy there by saying that, that Sanatan Dharma needs to be fought with education.
Well, as well as the first statement that is being made by actor and Rajya Sabha MP Kamal Haasan. So after taking up this oath last week, Kamal Haasan the first time making a political statement out when he attended a private education event that is run by actor Surya, an education organization called the Agaram. So what the actor meant there was that the organization that's been making sure underprivileged kids are being educated also made a statement that after the implementation of NEET in 2017 by the center, that the underprivileged kids are not being able to apply for doctorate, and that's the reason that the particular statement was made by him, saying that education is the only way that could end dictatorship and Sanatan Dharma in the state of Tamil Nadu. So this comes after Kamal Haasan has taken up an alliance with the DMK and following his Rajya Sabha MP seat, and his statement should be taken more politically than made in sense of education, because this is not the first time that Kamal Haasan is speaking about Sanatan Dharma. He has already multiple times stated that he's against Sanatan Dharma, and especially in the state of Tamil Nadu, apart from Kamal Haasan, the Deputy CM Udayanithi Stalin, who was in close hands with Kamal Haasan, has also made multiple statements against Sanatan Dharma, and both together have been against this. So we can say that being an ally of DMK, Kamal Hassan has made this statement.
Absolutely. You mentioned about, 2023 Tamil Nadu Deputy Chief Minister Stalin had also made similar statement saying that it must be eradicated like diseases caused by mosquitoes. That is the statement that he had made then. But at that time, multiple cases were filed against Udayanidhi Stalin as well. Now, with Kamal Hassan drawing in a controversy there by giving such a statement, what do you expect? Is the issue going to heat up politically?
Well, Aishwarya, what we can see is only a statement made by Kamal Hassan, and how politically being with DMK, his statement is going to make a strong sense among the people, the supporters of DMK. However, what we know is that last time when Udayanidhi Stalin, the Deputy Chief Minister, made this statement, multiple FIRs were filed. Later, however, Supreme Court said that no more FIRs can be filed against Udayanidhi Stalin against the statement on Sanatan Dharma. So
stay with us.
now
We'll just come back to you. We have Tamil Sai Sandarajan, BJP leader, who's joining us on the phone line. Thank you so much for joining us here on Republic TV. How do you react to Kamal Hassan's statement? This is not the first time that he has spoken against the Sanatan Dharma, but this is this is especially significant because now his statement is going to be politically really heat up and cause a lot of controversy.
No, first of all, I want to say that DMK and the DMK allies always insult the Sanatan Dharma and the life pattern of our Hindus, and they always insult this religion wantedly, and this is the pattern of their political practice. Kamal Hassan, because he got the Rajya Sabha seat, already he raised the language issue and created controversy between the brothers and sisters of two states. Now again he is creating controversy between the brothers and sisters of the religions. So for selfish motive, they are doing it. I highly condemn it, because they don't have the courage to comment on any other religious practice except the Sanatan Dharma. Repeatedly they are doing it. They are insulting the sentiments of the people, and I highly condemn it. He thinks he will have political mileage, but he is insulting the people, ignoring the people. That is highly condemnable.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us here on Republic TV and sharing your views on that. And viewers, we have more breaking news coming in. And that is in a fresh attack on Sanatan Dharma. Now, Congress leader Udit Raj has claimed that Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj had to bribe for his coronation due to the existing caste system. He says that he was only coronated after he had bribed the Pandits using food and money. He further said that Sanatan promoted caste discrimination. So after the DMK leaders, it is the turn of the Congress leaders to attack Sanatan Dharma, and Congress leader Udit Raj claiming that Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj had to bribe for his coronation. Let's listen in to what Congress leader Udit Raj said.
क्या है सनातन, बताएं कोई. तो हम सनातन पर चर्चा नहीं कर रहे हैं, लेकिन ये अगर तो ये जो अस्तर न ढकना या लोटा गले में बांध करके निकलना पड़ता था शूद्र को, कमर में झाड़ू बांधना पड़ता था, ये हिंदू नहीं थे क्या? तो जब हिंदू थे और सनातन था तो इनके साथ ऐसा क्यों हुआ? जब बराबर ही सब थे सनातन सभी, तो सनातन या तो सनातन नहीं है या तो सनातन में भेदभाव होता है. जवाब दे इसका. गांधी जी ने बड़ी बात कही थी कि हम तो सनातन को डायनामाइट से उड़ा दें. बाबा साहब डॉक्टर अम्बेडकर ने सनातन को छोड़ करके बौद्ध धर्म में चले गए.
All right, let's get you some other news. News from Bihar, where a war of words has erupted in the state ahead of the assembly elections that are later due. And RJD leader Tejasvi Yadav has escalated his attack on the Election Commission of India after he claimed that his name had been deleted from the voters list. And without missing a beat, the Election Commission served a notice to Yadav. And just a day after his stunning allegation, Tejasvi is now questioning the Election Commission's integrity, accusing it of deliberately hiding voter data. Now, this comes close on the heels of the Election Commission's release of the draft voter list following a special intensive revision, that is the SIR exercise. Here's the full report.
Hot on the heels of the ECI fact-checking Tejasvi Yadav, the RJD leader took another swipe at the Election Commission. In yet another stunning claim, Yadav stated that his name had been deleted from the voter list.
ये एप्लीकेशन है, मेरा भी नहीं है. हम चुनाव कैसे लड़ेंगे? ये चुनाव आयोग का एप्लीकेशन है और मेरा EPIC नंबर हमने इसमें डाला है. RAB29161120. चुनाव लड़ने के लिए आपको बूथ वोटर बनना चाहिए, बिहार का वोटर होना चाहिए.
Just a day before, it was the ECI setting the record straight. Yesterday, the BJP launched a no-holds-barred attack.
ये एप्लीकेशन है, मेरा भी नहीं है. हम चुनाव कैसे लड़ेंगे? अभी तो देखिए, ये चुनाव आयोग का एप्लीकेशन है और मेरा EPIC नंबर हमने इसमें डाला है. EPIC नंबर अगर आप चाहें तो हम बता भी दें. RAB29161120. इसमें कैप्चा आता है. हाँ, अचार है. अब हम डालते हैं. आप देखिए, डालो. What does it mean?
ये मैं दो आपको दिखा रहा हूं जो इलेक्टरल रोल में एनरोलमेंट होता है और जिसमें एपिक कार्ड नंबर होता है. ये 2020 का आप इलेक्टरल रोल बिहार का देख सकते हैं और 2020 में भी विधानसभा के चुनाव हुए थे. 2020 में भी आपके तेजस्वी यादव जी चुनाव लड़े थे, विधायक बने थे. 2025 का भी आप देख सकते हैं इलेक्टरल रोल, जिसमें अभी जो जारी हुआ है, दोनों में इस कोने पे आप एपिक कार्ड नंबर देख सकते हैं. आप देखिए 2020 और 2025 का एपिक कार्ड नंबर एक ही है और वो एपिक कार्ड नंबर जैसे मैंने पढ़ा RAB0456228. एपिक कार्ड नंबर जो होता है वो 10 डिजिट नंबर होता है. किंतु तेजस्वी यादव जी ने एक नया नंबर अपने ही वोटर कार्ड का दिखाया. जो गलत नंबर बताया गया था कल प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में, जो बताया गया था वो वोटर आईडी कार्ड देखिए आप. तो दो वोटर आईडी कार्ड हैं. एक वोटर आईडी कार्ड जो मैंने आपको दिखाया और वह एपिक कार्ड के साथ यह है और दूसरा वाला यह है जिसमें दूसरे एपिक कार्ड नंबर का जिक्र कल तेजस्वी जी कर रहे थे. यह है तेजस्वी यादव की हकीकत. इसमें से सच कौन, इसमें से झूठ कौन? तेजस्वी यादव दो जगह वोट डालते थे. आप सोचिए तो इनके कार्यकर्ता क्या करते होंगे.
ECI, on the other hand, is not taking this lying down. In the latest, the poll body served a notice to Yadav over his remarks. In fact, ECI has also asked the RJD leader to hand over his EPIC card for investigation since it was not issued officially. This back and forth is the latest in the series of explosive claims against the Election Commission. Coming just days after the poll body was forced to respond to the allegations of electoral manipulation made by the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi. The battle lines are now drawn and a political bickering over the voter list is only set to intensify. The spotlight is squarely on the verbal volley between RJD and the ECI.
Viewers, big breaking news coming in ahead of the monsoon session of Parliament's week 3. Now, in the opposition bloc is set to hold a meeting at 10 a.m. The meeting is likely to focus on a strategy for the march to Election Commission headquarters over Bihar's SIR row. The opposition's protest on SIR is going to continue. The opposition is also going to protest on the issue of CISF, regarding which Kharge had written a letter to Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman claiming that CIF personnel were blocking and intervening in the opposition's protest regarding the SIR. So this is the week 3 of the monsoon session of Parliament, and Parliament has seen repeated disruptions. The proceedings largely stalled, except for a discussion on the Pahalgam terror attack and Operation Sindoor. And what we are learning is that the opposition protest on the SIR is going to continue. And the idea is that they'll march to the Election Commission headquarters, and this is for showing the opposition of the Bihar's SIR, that is the special intensive revision of electoral rules in Bihar ahead of the assembly elections in the state. And it is week 3 beginning today at 11 a.m. and Parliament has seen repeated disruptions, and we can expect that to continue, because the opposition is going to hold a meeting at 10 a.m. today. And the idea is to march to the Election Commission headquarters for Bihar's SIR row. Remember, Mallikarjun Kharge, the leader of opposition in the Rajya Sabha, had also raised a strong objection to the presence of CIF-SF personnel inside the House chamber, and he had written a letter as well, and he described the CISF sentry as appalling. Let's get all the updates. Harsha, my colleague, is now joining us from the national capital for more details. Harsha, it is week 3 of the monsoon session of Parliament, and we have seen repeated disruptions, except when there was a discussion on Operation Sindoor and the Pahalgam terror attack. What can we expect today?
So again, today will be the protest on SIR and also opposition party meeting in the block meeting in the chamber of Mallikarjun Kharge, means the LOP, and also the opposition leader in the floor leader in the Rajya Sabha. And also this meeting is very important, keeping in mind that the Indie bloc is planning for a march from Parliament to ECI office, and how that march will be held, how all the parties will gather together, that the strategy will be formulated and decided in this meeting. The meeting is at 10 o'clock. All the opposition party floor leaders of different parties will gather together and have a strategy meeting, because now all the parties have been stating that Election Commission is not ready to hear to any of the opposition parties. Already the submissions have been made. More than 55 lakh voters have been cut out of the electoral rolls, and Election Commission is not ready to quit SIR, and government is not ready for any discussion. So a march would be planned by all the opposition party leaders. That meeting becomes very much important. It's the 4th week of monsoon session. We have to see what is ahead of everything.
All right, opposition march has been planned today. A meeting for that will be held at 10 a.m. Meanwhile, a journal motion has also been moved in the Lok Sabha for a discussion on SIR. Thank you so much for those details. And viewers, let's move on in the bulletin now. Massive pro-Palestinian demonstration swept through Sydney this weekend, drawing tens of thousands of protesters, including a surprise appearance by WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. As the humanitarian crisis in Gaza deepens, international voices of solidarity are growing stronger. Here's more. In a powerful show of solidarity, tens of thousands marched across Sydney's Harbour Bridge on Sunday in support of Palestine, among them WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. The protest comes amid mounting global concern over the deepening humanitarian crisis in Gaza. The war, raging since 2023, has claimed over 1,200 lives, the majority civilians, with no end in sight. Despite blockades and critical shortages, aid agencies continue to push for access and deliver life-saving relief to Gaza's population. The crowd far exceeded expectations, forcing an extended closure of the bridge as demonstrators changed course mid-March. Coming in, actor Dhanush has slammed the AI-tweaked climax of his 2012 film Ranjana. and he says that it has stripped the soul of the film. The conflict over the re-release of Ranjana with an AI-altered climax has escalated after director Anand Rai. Actor Dhanush has also come forward to slam the use of artificial intelligence, saying that the alternate ending has stripped the film of its very soul. Dhanush wrote in his note, "The re-release of Ranjana with AI-altered climax has completely disturbed me. This alternate ending has stripped the film of its very soul, and the concerned parties went ahead with it despite my clear objection." All right, viewers, we have more breaking news coming in. Chhibiturn, JMM patriarch Chhibiturn has passed away. Remember, he is the JMM patriarch and he has passed away. He was also the former Jharkhand chief minister. He's died at the age of 81. He died at Delhi's Gangaram Hospital after a prolonged illness. So former Jharkhand Chief Minister Chhibiturn has died at the age of 81 at Delhi's Gangaram Hospital. He had been undergoing treatment for a prolonged illness. Remember, his son and the current Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren, and he is also in Delhi. So the JMM leader was on ventilator support for some time. He was in a critical condition. He was hospitalized in the last week of June with a kidney-related issue, and he was receiving regular treatment at the hospital for an extended period. Remember, Chhibiturn was the leader of the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha for the last 38 years, and he was also recognized as the party's founding patron. So Chhibiturn, former Jharkhand Chief Minister, he has died at the age of 81. He was admitted to the Delhi's Sir Gangaram Hospital over a month for kidney-related issues. And he had been receiving regular treatment at the hospital for an extended time. He has been the leader of the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha for the past 38 years and is recognized as the party's founding patron. So big story coming in from Jharkhand, where the JMM patriarch has died at the age of 81. So he was on a critical support, ventilator support. All right, let's get all the updates. Niranjan, my colleague, is now joining us on the phone line. Niranjan, it's a big shock for the JMM party, because one of the founding members and former Chief Minister Chhibiturn has died at the age of 81. Give us more details.
Well, one of the, tallest leaders of Jharkhand has been a Chief Minister for many years, and also was controversial to an extent, but today is not the day to talk about that. But the former Jharkhand Chief Minister Chhibiturn, we are hearing, breathed his last at Delhi's Gangaram Hospital. He was 81 years old. He was under treatment. He was critical on ventilator support for the last few days, and he was being treated in the national capital. For over a month, he's been camping here, and in fact, he was hospitalized in the final week of June. This was following a kidney-related issue. And the Jharkhand Chief Minister, Hemant Soren, Chhibiturn is his father. So Hemant Soren, he has also, put out a message that he, feels extremely empty, and that his father was his pillar of support. And he has said that he is zero. He is zero today without the presence of his father. We'll try and go across to Prakash as well. Prakash is with us. Prakash has tracked the journey of Chhibiturn over the years. I'll go across to Prakash, and then we will come back to the story. Prakash, this is a big jolt for the JMM and for Jharkhand. One of the tallest leaders that they have seen, Chhibiturn, is no more. And you've tracked him, over the years. How would you remember him and his legacy today, Prakash?
Well,
the passing away of Chhibiturn is definitely a big jolt to Jharkhand Mukti Morcha because he was revered as a Disom Guru in Jharkhand and in the tribal communities especially. He was a very popular man. And he was known as the Disom Guru, former Chief Minister of Jharkhand. And when it comes to the name Jharkhand, it is synonym to Chhibiturn because he had carved out the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha in the early 80s for a state to be carved out of Bihar. He launched a movement for a separate Jharkhand state, and there he formed the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha. Even though he was the member of the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha in the Bihar Legislative Assembly, and after Jharkhand was carved out from Bihar in 2000. And the passing away of Chhibiturn is definitely a big jolt to Jharkhand Mukti Morcha as well as Hemant Soren, the Chief Minister of Jharkhand. Back to you.
All right. Thank you for that. And viewers, we'll take a very short break here. But news and updates continue on Republic TV.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो, मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार, विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
Republic TV and R4 Sports, they are trying to do something big in sports. They are dreaming something big. They are trying to take out all the untold stories from the athletes, from the academies and from other sports stakeholders. And I guess this should be there in the national stage, the R4 Sports and Republic TV. Good luck.
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ, डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा, धोखा नहीं देगा, ऊपर नीचे भी नहीं होगा, सेफ रहेगा, सिक्योर्ड, मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है।
अरे मेरे राजा,
मसाला। भारत की अपनी दुकान, इंडिया सोना,
अपने देश का सामान, इंडिया सोना, इंडिया सोना,
इंडिया सोना।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
The Indian economy has been the fastest growing G20 economy for 8 of the last 11 years. And those are the only 8 in the last 77 years, during which India has been the largest, has been the fastest growing economy among the G20. So during the years that Rahul Gandhi's family ruled India, India's per capita income was declining relative to the rest of the world. Just listen to that. The average income of an Indian was declining relative to the average income of.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. watching Republic.
Hello viewers, I'm breaking. I'm Shivangi Shukla getting you the latest coming in. So once again, the Parliament monsoon session is going to kick off and we can expect a lot of chaos by the opposition on the SIR issue. All this and much more coming right up. But the headlines first. Let's get started. Election Commission issues fresh notice to RJD leader Tejasvi Yadav after his missing name claim backfires. India Alliance to hold meeting at 10 a.m. before the Parliament session. Meet to decide opposition strategy. JMM Patriarch Chhibiturn passes away at the age of 81. Mamta to hold virtual meet with TMC MPs over electoral roll revision. Is she fearing same fate in Bengal? Asian Cricket Council announces venue for India-Pakistan match. BCCI continues to maintain a strained silence. Mamta accuses Centre and Delhi police of insulting Bengali language. BJP says Mamta weaponizing language. FIR registered against a senior army officer after he's caught on camera assaulting 4 SpiceJet staff at Srinagar airport. We're getting some breaking news coming in, and unfortunate news. JMM Patriarch Chhibiturn has passed away at the age of 81. We'll be getting our viewers more updates on this. This is Chhibiturn, the former Jharkhand CM, has died at the age of 81. One of the founders of the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha. He had been under treatment at Delhi's Gangaram Hospital for over a month, and his condition had turned critical over the past few days. Chhibiturn's son and Jharkhand CM Hemant Soren has shared the news of his father's death. I want to go across to my colleague who is joining us right now. We have with us Prakash. Prakash, Chhibiturn, former Jharkhand CM, is no more. He's died at the age of 81. He was getting treated for a condition, and he was critical over the past few days. Prakash. All right, we'll go back to Prakash in a short while from now, but some really unfortunate news has come in right now, viewers, of Chhibiturn has passed away. He is no more. He was in critical condition. He was admitted at the hospital and his condition had turned quite critical. Chhibiturn is the former Jharkhand CM and JMM Patriarch, died at 81 in a Delhi hospital after prolonged illness, weeks after being admitted with a kidney-related ailment. Okay, we have with us Prakash. Prakash, you know, the JMM Patriarch was away from active politics in recent years. He was admitted to a hospital in Delhi due to some kidney-related ailment, Prakash, and now we understand that he was in critical condition. Now we are learning, unfortunately, the JMM Patriarch has passed away.
Well, Chhibiturn breathed his last in Gangaram Hospital. He was admitted in Gangaram Hospital for the past few months or so due to kidney-related ailment, and he has not been keeping well for a couple of years. He was facing several other ailments as well. And today, the news broke when Hemant Soren, the son of Chhibiturn, the present incumbent Chief Minister of Jharkhand, posted a message on X. And it's a big loss to the JMN, given the fact that he was known as the Disom Guru of Jharkhand, a big leader in the tribal community. He had carved out a
All right, thank you for getting those details, Prakash. I'll be coming back to you for more. Let's move ahead, viewers, to some of the other stories that we're tracking here on Republic TV. Big news coming in, viewers. We're coming to know some more details because evidence to Pakistan's Pahalgam link has been out. Forensic documentary and testimonials. Evidence. This is a testimonial evidence has been collected during and after Operation Mahadev, showing that all three attackers are Pakistani nationals and senior Lashkar-e-Taiba operatives who had been hiding in the Dachigam forest area since the day of the attack. No local Kashmiri was part of the shooting team. 2 Pakistani voter cards have also been recovered. Smart chips have been recovered from the possession of these terrorist viewers. So back-to-back is coming in right now on Republic TV, where we are learning that the Pakistan link cannot be denied, viewers, because these terrorists who were eliminated, they were carrying ID cards, Pakistani ID cards, viewers. It's very, very obvious after the kind of recoveries which have been made. For example, ID cards, smart chips, all of this evidence goes ahead and points towards the Pakistan link to the Pahalgam attack. I really want to go across to Major Tur, who's joining us right now on Republic TV. Thank you for joining us, Major. And it's very obvious, and this is something that India has made it very clear. Now, India knew this from the beginning, that Pakistan was behind these attacks, even though Pakistan has been denying any such links. It's very obvious. These terrorists who were eliminated in Operation Mahadev were carrying Pakistani national ID cards.
You see, firstly, Suleiman Shah, he was a category A++ wanted terrorist. And, it was very imminent that any input related to Suleiman Shah, who was the mastermind of the Pahalgam attack, if any input comes in for A++ category, the forces have to act upon it immediately. So you see, he was one of the most wanted terrorists. He was carrying a code name called Faisal Jatt. So that is what you see, people are basically confused with their, real name, alias names and operational code names they have. So Suleiman Shah, who was the main mastermind, had a code name called Faisal Jatt, followed by 2 other terrorists, which were Abu Hamza and whose code name was Afghan. And then the terrorist Yasir, who was called Gibran. So all 3, it has been confirmed, are Pakistanis. There is no link of these Pakistani terrorists with any Kashmiri directly or indirectly whatsoever. So the one thing is very clear by the security agencies, that these terrorists were totally doing what they did on the instructions across the border from Pakistan through the ISI and Lashkar-e-Taiba operatives. So it is imminent that the proof is there. And one more reason why people keep asking that, sir, when they are terrorists, why do they carry some identification on them? The reason being why they carry the identification, any one type of identification, is that in case they are going in for a Fedain attack or they are going to be hunted down by the Indian forces, they want that confirmation be done that to their family members back in Pakistan, that they have been killed by the security forces. Because, at times what happens is that they are either gunned down or in houses which catch fire. Then, nothing is left for identification. So we are lucky that because of the encounter, we found this on them. And this, practically proves that there is an open-ended support by the Pakistan establishment and the government.
Absolutely, you're right. It definitely points towards that link, which is very, very obvious between the Pahalgam attackers and Pakistan. Really have to move ahead right now. Thank you for joining us here, Major Tur. Let's move ahead to some of the other breaking news we're getting for our viewers. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has gone ballistic against the Delhi police for allegedly addressing Bangla as a Bangladeshi language. She has also accused the centre of using anti-constitutional language to insult and humiliate Bengali-speaking people. That is right. This is what we see right now, viewers. Back-to-back is coming in. What we understand is that Mamata Banerjee has gone ahead and she has said very, very clearly and gone ahead and has taken on the Delhi police for allegedly addressing Bangla as Bangladeshi language. That is right. She also accused the centre of using anti-constitutional language to insult and humiliate Bengali-speaking people. This is what we see right now, where also BJP has reacted and has accused Mamata Banerjee of spreading misinformation for vote bank politics. So there is a post which Mamata Banerjee has put up on social media platform X. She says, see now how Delhi police under the direct control of MHA is describing Bengali as Bangladeshi language. And she has shared a letter on X emphasizing that Bengali is sanctified by the Indian Constitution and the mother tongue of icons. So after that, we have seen that the BJP has also reacted on this story. Back-to-back is coming in right now, viewers on Republic TV. And this is coming in as the police had returned to Bango Bhavan in Delhi seeking assistance with translating documents written in Bangladeshi language. And Mamata Banerjee was angered by the Delhi police mention of Bengali as a Bangladeshi language. And after that, the BJP has also hit out. The BJP's IT cell chief Amit Malviya has reacted by accusing Mamata Banerjee of spreading misinformation for vote bank politics. Okay, I'm being joined right now by BJP's RP Singh joining us here on the phone line. The BJP has said that this is a badly scripted political stunt. This is what Amit Malviya of the BJP has said. Mr. Singh, if you could just give one more reaction coming in, because the BJP has reacted very, very strongly to Mamata Banerjee's latest statements.
Well, I give a challenge to Mamata Banerjee and the team that there is one case where any Bengali-speaking man or Bengali-speaking citizen has been targeted with propaganda because she knows she is losing elections. So, to narrative, because she has no narrative left, she has not done any work on ground. She has been visibly a law and order in the state. So now to turn people's attention or to turn the attention of the she is doing so. That is done. And I actually there is one such case which is they are targeting anyone because he's a Bengali speaking.
All right, thank you for joining us there, RP Singh, a BJP leader joining us there on Republic TV on latest statement of Mamata Banerjee. Okay, let's move ahead right now to some of the other stories we are tracking. But before we go ahead, let's tell you exactly what is happening right now. Now, the police had returned to the Bango Bhavan in Delhi seeking assistance with translating documents written in Bangladeshi language. And after that, Mamata Banerjee was angered on Delhi police using the word Bangladeshi language. Okay, let's move ahead right now to some of the tracking. The encounter in Kulgaon resumed with the first light this morning, and after being halted overnight due to darkness, locals reported heavy gunfire and blasts during the night in the dense forest area. So, I remember this encounter has been going on for quite a while now. Already, so far, I repeat, so far, 2 terrorists have been neutralized, while a third is believed to be injured. The cordon and search operation has now been extended to nearby areas. So it's day 4, the Kulgaon encounter. It's continuing with intermittent firing. Day 4 now. And the encounter between security forces and terrorists in the Khali forest area of South Kashmir's Kulgaon district entered its 4th day with intermittent firing and occasional blasts being reported. We'll try to, of course, understand what is happening, but cordon and search operations have also been extended as the Kulgaon encounter has now entered day 4. And we are waiting for more details to come in, but this is the extended encounter. It has drawn additional reinforcements already as security forces are continuing to search for remaining terrorists who could be hiding in the dense forests. On your screens are the 2 terrorists who already have been eliminated. Viewers. This operation had begun on Friday. It's being conducted in a very difficult area, the terrain of that area is quite tough, making the progress slow. Back-to-back updates coming in here, viewers on Republic TV, as Operation Akhal is continuing. Now remember, this is coming in as we see the encounters happening in the Akhal forest area. It's a joint operation. Jammu and Kashmir Police, Army and CRPF have launched a cordon and search operation in this case. One of the biggest counter-terror exercises has now entered day 4. The counter-terror operations are ramped up after the Pahalgam attack. Viewers, so we are getting some more updates coming in as search and cordon operations are being extended. This operation had begun on Friday, where they launched the cordon and search operation in the Akhal forest after receiving intelligence inputs about the presence of terrorists in the area. Then an encounter broke out after a group of terrorists which were hiding under a forest cover opened fire on the security forces. So back-to-back updates coming in right now, viewers, on Republic TV. As it's very obvious that the security forces are taking these anti-terror operations very seriously, because we just saw Operation Mahadev, which was concluded. Now Operation Akhal is also on to find the remaining terrorists. 2 terrorists have already been neutralized, viewers. All right, let's move ahead to some of the restricted tracking. Massive pro-Palestinian demonstrations swept through Sydney this weekend, drawing tens of thousands of protesters, including a surprise appearance by WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. As the humanitarian crisis in Gaza deepens, international voices of outrage and solidarity are growing louder. Here's more.
In a powerful show of solidarity, tens of thousands marched across Sydney's Harbour Bridge on Sunday in support of Palestine, among them WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. The protest comes amid mounting global concern over the deepening humanitarian crisis in Gaza. The war, raging since 2023, has claimed over 1,200 lives, the majority civilians, with no end in sight. Despite blockades and critical shortages, aid agencies continue to push for access and deliver life-saving relief to Gaza's population. The crowd far exceeded expectations, forcing an extended closure of the bridge as demonstrators changed course mid-March.
I'm just getting some updates coming in right now, where Rajya Sabha MP and the actor Kamal Haasan is speaking in a private event. He has said that education is the only weapon that can fight against Sanatan Dharma. He says education is the only weapon that can break the chains of dictatorship in Sanatan. So a bit of a controversial statement coming out after he has made that statement, viewers, where we see that Kamal Haasan has stirred a debate on Sanatan Dharma. And this is coming in, viewers, as we see that the actor politician was describing education as the only weapon capable of dismantling the shackles of dictatorship Sanatan. He was addressing an event in Chennai. Let's go and play out that statement first.
கல்வி கிடைக்காமல் செய்து விட்டது இந்த சட்டம். ஆகரம் நினைச்சா ஒண்ணும் விட முடியாது. அந்த சட்டத்தை மாற்றி எழுதக்கூடிய பலத்தை தருவது கல்விதான். அந்த கல்வி இந்த போரில் ஆயுதமின்றி நாட்டையே செதுக்க வல்லது. இது சர்வாதிகார சங்கிலிகளை, சனாதன சங்கிலிகளை எல்லாம் நொறுக்கி தள்ளக்கூடிய ஒரே ஆயுதம் இதுதான். இதை தவிர வேற எதையும் கையில் எடுக்காதீங்க.
All right, viewers, so we just heard that statement there where he has stirred a debate on Sanatan. Sharada is joining us. Okay, Sharada, so obviously this statement has stirred a big row, a big debate, because he has said that education is the only weapon against Sanatan and dictatorship. We know that the BJP is definitely not very happy with the statement they've hit out at Kamal Haasan. If you could just take out our views through all the reactions that we are getting on the story.
After he took up oath as Rajya Sabha MP last week, knowing that he's part of the DMK and India alliance, this statement is seen by the BJP as its safeguard for the Rajya Sabha MP post that DMK has offered him in return for his alliance for the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Now, with the upcoming 2026 elections in the state, Kamal Hassan is giving on his full support for the DMK. With this particular statement, we can see that how he stirred on a debate with the education in Sanathan Dharma. Apart from stating that NEET is stopped underprivileged kids in the state of Tamil Nadu from pursuing the education of doctor, he's also stated that education is the only way that can end dictatorship and Sanathan Dharma in the state of Tamil Nadu. And this is not the first time Kamal Hassan has made this statement. Back in 2023 also, along with Udayanidhi Stalin, Kamal Hassan seemed to have supported that going against Sanathan Dharma is the only option for the people of Tamil Nadu to go against the BJP and center, is what Kamal Hassan had stated then. And now multiple FIRs have filed against Udayanidhi Stalin, the deputy CM, last time. However, Supreme Court stopped it. Now we have to wait and watch if this particular statement of Kamal Hassan will stir a political debate in the state of Tamil Nadu, Shivangi.
All right, thank you for getting those details, Sharda. I will be coming back to you for more on the story as Kamal has stirred a debate on Sanatan. Let's move ahead, viewers, to some of the other stories we're tracking here on Republic TV. And a full-blown war of words has erupted in Bihar ahead of the state's Bihar Assembly elections. In fact, RJD leader Tejasvi Yadav has escalated his attack on the Election Commission after he claimed his name had been deleted from the voter list without missing a beat. The ECI served a notice to Yadav. Just a day after this stunning allegation, Tejasvi is now questioning the commission's integrity, accusing it of deliberately hiding voter data. This comes very, very close and hot on the heels of the Election Commission's release of the draft voter list following a special intensive revision exercise. Here's a report.
Hot on the heels of the ECI fact-checking Tejasvi Yadav, the RJD leader took another swipe at the Election Commission. In yet another stunning claim, Yadav stated that his name had been deleted from the voter list.
ये एप्लीकेशन है, मेरा भी नहीं है. हम चुनाव कैसे लड़ेंगे? ये चुनाव आयोग का एप्लीकेशन है और मेरा EPIC नंबर हमने इसमें डाला है RAB29161120. चुनाव लड़ने के लिए आपको बूथ वोटर बनना चाहिए, बिहार का वोटर होना चाहिए.
Just a day before, it was the ECI setting the record straight. Yesterday, the BJP launched a no-holds-barred attack.
ये एप्लीकेशन है, मेरा भी नहीं है. हम चुनाव कैसे लड़ेंगे? अभी तो देखिए, ये चुनाव आयोग का एप्लीकेशन है और मेरा EPIC नंबर हमने इसमें डाला है. EPIC नंबर अगर आप चाहें तो बता भी दें. RAB29161120. इसमें कैप्चा आता है. हाँ, अचार है. अब हम डालते हैं. आप देखिए, डालो. What does it mean?
ये मैं दो आपको दिखा रहा हूं जो इलेक्टरल रोल में एनरोलमेंट होता है और जिसमें एपिक कार्ड नंबर होता है. ये 2020 का आप इलेक्टरल रोल बिहार का देख सकते हैं और 2020 में भी विधानसभा के चुनाव हुए थे. 2020 में भी आपके तेजस्वी यादव जी चुनाव लड़े थे, विधायक बने थे. 2025 का भी आप देख सकते हैं इलेक्टरल रोल, जिसमें अभी जो जारी हुआ है, दोनों में इस कोने पे आप एपिक कार्ड नंबर देख सकते हैं. आप देखिए 2020 और 2025 का एपिक कार्ड नंबर एक ही है और वो एपिक कार्ड नंबर जैसे मैंने पढ़ा RAB04562228. एपिक कार्ड नंबर जो होता है वो 10 डिजिट नंबर होता है. किंतु तेजस्वी यादव जी ने एक नया नंबर अपने ही वोटर कार्ड का दिखाया. जो गलत नंबर बताया गया था कल प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में, जो बताया गया था वो वोटर आईडी कार्ड देखिए आप. तो दो वोटर आईडी कार्ड हैं. एक वोटर आईडी कार्ड जो मैंने आपको दिखाया और वह एपिक कार्ड के साथ यह है, और दूसरा वाला यह है जिसमें दूसरे एपिक कार्ड नंबर का जिक्र कल तेजस्वी जी कर रहे थे। यह है तेजस्वी यादव की हकीकत। इसमें से सच कौन, इसमें से झूठ कौन? तेजस्वी यादव 2 जगह वोट डालते थे, आप सोचिए तो इनके कार्यकर्ता क्या करते होंगे।
ECI, on the other hand, is not taking this lying down. In the latest, the poll body served a notice to Yadav over his remarks. In fact, ECI has also asked the RJD leader to hand over his EPIC card for investigation since it was not issued officially. This back and forth is the latest in the series of explosive claims against the Election Commission. Coming just days after the poll body was forced to respond to the allegations of electoral manipulation made by the Congress leader Rahul Gandhi. The battle lines are now drawn, and the political bickering over the voter list is only set to intensify. The spotlight is squarely on the verbal volley between RJD and the ECI.
Viewers, much coming up on the side. We put a focus on other stories we're tracking right now. Republic has accessed hard evidence of Pakistan hand in Pahalgam attack. Plus, FIR registered against a senior army officer after he's caught on camera assaulting 4 SpiceJet staff at Nagar airport. Stay tuned.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो।
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
मसाला केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Mujawar has been a part of the ATS team that investigated this Malegaon case, and what he has to say today is explosive. He's breaking the silence. Mahmood Mujawar ji, thank you. शुक्रिया हमारे साथ बातचीत करने के लिए. First of all, आपको ये फैसला आज सुन के क्या लगा? Do you think justice has finally been done in the case, Mujawar ji?
बहुत अच्छा लगा सर, कहीं तो न्याय हो गया। और ये न्याय मिलाने के लिए जो आपने जद्दोजहद की, जो आपने कोशिश की, वो सही में काम आई सर। खास करके मैं निरंजन स्वामी का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ, जिन्होंने मेरा कोई तुम्हारे चैनल से कोई संबंध नहीं था, मगर मेरे को ढूंढ के निकाल के आपने अपने स्टूडियो में बुलाया था और बुला के मेरे को पूछ के सही तरीके से मेरा इंटरव्यू लिया था सर। उसका काम हो गया और अच्छा काम हुआ उसके अंदर। सही तरीके से सही जजमेंट, सही एविडेंस और जो चाहिए वो विटनेसेस मिल गए सर आपको।
मुजावर जी, लास्ट टाइम जब आपने बात की थी हमारे साथ, आपने एटीएस के बारे में बात की थी। आपने बोला एटीएस ने
Republic accesses hard evidence of Pakistan hand in the Pahalgam attack. Undeniable point-by-point proof. Opposition India Alliance to hold a meeting before the Parliament session at 10 a.m. Meet to decide on opposition strategy. GMM Patriarch Chhibiturn passes away at 81. Mamata accuses Centre and Delhi police of insulting Bengali language. BJP says Mamata weaponizing language. An FIR registered against a senior army officer after he is caught on camera assaulting 4 SpiceJet staff at the Srinagar airport. All right, big breaking news coming in. Dhirendra Krishna Shastri, Bhageshwar Dham chief on Sadhvi Pragya Singh Thakur. Now he says, see, the story was fabricated to defame Bhagwa, has been exposed by the court. Bhagwa was never terrorism, nor it can be. Bhagwa did not choose violence, it chooses non-violence. Bhagwa follows ideology of brotherhood. Bhagwa can never be associated with terrorism. The decision of court is appreciable and I thank the court. Remember these words coming in after the Malegaon case verdict which came in last week, wherein the court acquitted all the 7 in the case, including Sadhvi Pragya Singh. And Sadhvi Pragya Singh has also made key revelations after her acquittal, wherein she has alleged that it was a Congress's conspiracy. And she was asked to name a number of RSS leaders, including Yogi Adityanath and Prime Minister Modi in the Malegaon blast case. Let's listen in.
देखो, जो कहानी प्रायोजित तरीके से भगवा को बदनाम करने के लिए, सनातन को बदनाम करने के लिए लिखी गई थी, वो कोर्ट के ही द्वारा उस कहानी का पर्दा खुल गया कि ना कभी भगवा आतंकवाद था, ना कभी भगवा आतंकवाद हो सकता है। भगवा हिंसा नहीं, अहिंसा चुनता है। भगवा सबको अपना बना करके रखता है। भगवा हमेशा सबको गले लगाने की विचारधारा प्रस्तुत करता है। तो कभी भी भगवा आतंकवाद नहीं हो सकता। इस जो अभी निर्णय कोर्ट का आया, बहुत प्रशंसनीय निर्णय आया है, उसके लिए हम कोर्ट को साधुवाद दे रहे हैं और यही कहना चाहेंगे, सनातनीय परंपरा हमेशा से पवित्र परंपरा रही है। सनातनीय परंपरा हमेशा से सबको अपना बनाने वाली परंपरा रही है।
All right, my colleague Alisha is now joining us from the newsroom for more on this. Alisha, after the Malegaon blast case verdict by the court, we are hearing these support of voices of support coming in from all quarters after there are a lot of revelations regarding how the Congress had hashed a conspiracy and had coined the term saffron terror for its vote bank politics, and more voices are now coming in support of Sadhvi Pragya.
Well, yes, Aishwarya, we have been looking at that. There are many voices that has been coming in, and as far as saffron terror is concerned, the voice, whether it is Sadhvi Pragya, who made it very much clear that the court verdict is crystal clear. And not only this, Aishwarya, but also the court has made a statement clearly mentioning that terrorism has no color or religion. But we know that there was a saffron terror or Hindu terror name, the term that was given by the UPA government, and specifically now the answer has been given to them. And Sadhvi Pragya has also, while speaking to Republic TV, clearly mentioned that it was just a term that was given, it was just to defame the Hindu community. But what we know so far, there is also a 30 pages letter that has been given to the court, which we are trying to get access of it, because there's where the Sadhvi Pragya has mentioned how she was tortured. She was under illegal arrest for 13 days, and not only this, but she was tortured for 24 days. That she's been revealing, and she's been constantly mentioning about how Parambir Singh, who was with the ATS, has tortured many of the accused, including Sadhvi Pragya, how she was tortured and she was forced to name Prime Minister Modi, Yogi Adityanath, Ram Madhav, Indresh Kumar. They were all forced to name this name. So this is not the first complaint that we are seeing it out. This has been coming before the court. But there were several complaints that was made by the accused, and the letter as the complaint has also been given to the court. We have to see whether the court will take the cognizance of the letter, the complaint that has been given by the Sadhvi Pragya. But yes, as far as saffron terror term that was named by some of the politicians, even now they have been defaming and clearly mentioning that this is something, the Hindu terror, which has been constantly going on. And some of the leaders, we also seen that Jitendra Awad, who is an NCP SP, clearly mentioning that Sanatan, he literally called Sanatan a perverted. So such comment has been made by the opposition. But yes, there's a clear statement and the nationwide support that Sadhvi Pragya has been getting constantly, and the term has also been cleared by the court as well.
All right, Alisha, stay with us. We'll just come back to you. And viewers, acquitted in the 2008 Malegaon blast case, former BJP MP Sadhvi Pragya had said that she was forced to name Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath in the case, and she claimed that she was tortured a lot and that for not naming the Prime Minister and other BJP leaders. Let's take a listen.
17 वर्षों का संघर्ष रहा, लेकिन सत्य सिद्ध हुआ, सत्यमेव जयते। निश्चित रूप से सत्य की विजय होती है, धर्म की विजय होती है। भगवा आतंकवाद, इसकी कहीं से कहीं तक स्क्रिप्ट खराब थी और वो खत्म हुआ। हिंदू आतंकवाद जिस प्रकार से कांग्रेस ने स्थापित करने का प्रयास किया, वो कभी स्थापित हो नहीं सकता। इसलिए इन लोगों ने पहले ही टॉर्चर इतना कर दिया कि हमारा मनोबल टूटे, देशभक्तों का मनोबल टूटे और देशभक्त कुचले जाएं, ये उनका हमेशा प्रयास रहता है। हिंदुओं को हमेशा से कांग्रेस ने कुचला है और विधर्मी मानसिकता को यहाँ स्थापित करने का प्रयास किया है, लेकिन वो ऐसा नहीं होगा। हमारा हिंदू जाग चुका है। हम अपने ही देश में किसी प्रकार से आतंकवादी हो ही नहीं सकते। हिंदू कभी आतंकवादी नहीं होता, वह सहिष्णु है। और हिंदू हमारे शास्त्रों में ही वसुधैव कुटुंबकम का मंत्र है। इसलिए हम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मां कश्चित् दुख भाग भवेत्। इस प्रकार से हम भावना रखते हैं कि कोई भी दुख का भागी ना हो, सभी सुखी रहे, निरोगी रहे। ये इसलिए हिंदू कभी आतंकवादी नहीं हो सकता, क्योंकि वह सबके बारे में शुभ चाहता है, अच्छा विचार करता है। देखो, कौन कहता है कि रंग नहीं होता? निश्चित रूप से रंग होता है। और ये हरा रंग लेकर के जिस प्रकार से इन्होंने हमारे पहलगाम में जिस प्रकार से पूछ के तुम हिंदू हो हम मारते हैं, तुम हिंदू हो हम मारते हैं, और जिस प्रकार से उन्होंने कपड़े उतरवा करके लोगों की परीक्षण किया और हिंदू है इसलिए मारा, तो इसलिए मुसलमान आतंकवाद होता है, ये निश्चित है।
All right, let's get back to Alisha, my colleague who's joining us from the newsroom. Alisha, now after those revelations really by Sadhvi Pragya, we are hearing a number of voices from other quarters as well, and this is giving us various points that those are the dots that we can actually join together to understand how this entire narrative was made by the Congress party in order to implicate the Prime Minister and other BJP leaders.
Well, Aishwarya, we know that the case, it was a long wait, of course, it was a 17 years long wait, but after that the court has given a clear verdict, clearly mentioning there is no evidence against the accused, whether it is Sadhvi Pragya or whether it is Lieutenant Colonel Purohit, and clearly mentioning about the saffron terror. Well, of course, even the court has made a comment, and now we have been saying there's a nationwide support that has been coming for Sadhvi Pragya, because the term which was made in 2008 to 2010, the saffron terror, the Hindu terror, the answer has been given. The court verdict is crystal clear, and also Sadhvi Pragya is now making a very serious allegation, clearly mentioning that she was taken into illegal custody for 13 days. She was tortured. Not only this, but she was forced to name Modi, she was forced to name Yogi Adityanath, she was forced to name Ram Madhav, or whether it is Indresh Kumar and other leaders, and that was none other but Parambir Singh, who was investigating the case. He was there mentioning he went into the custody, he was torturing Sadhvi Pragya. Whether as of now we know that the Purohit is not taking the names as of now, because he had clearly mentioned he's still a serving army officer. But Sadhvi Pragya, not only once, right after she came out of the court, she's constantly been revealing all the torture she went through during the investigating, because that is where for 24 days she was tortured, and not only this, she was beaten up by the police officer, as during the interview with Arnab Goswami, where she has clearly mentioned that Parambir Singh used to beaten up not only Parambir Singh, but he also asked the other officers also to beat her and force her to take names of the big leaders. So we need to see what will be the action that is going to be taken, because here Sadhvi Pragya on record has given a complaint. As of now, it has not been taken into the consideration by the court, but of course today is Monday, where the court will look into the complaint and will see whether what action will the court will take the cognizance of the letter or not. We also trying to get the access, because it's a 30-page letter that has been written by Sadhvi Pragya, where she has mentioned how she was tortured and how all this have been fabricated.
All right, political conspiracy there hatched by the Congress party there. Thank you so much, Alisha, for all those details there. We'll keep coming back to you for more on that story. And viewers, we have big breaking news coming in from the national capital, where Member of Parliament Sudha's gold chain was snatched in the Chanakya area of the national capital. Well, the incident took place near the Tamil Nadu Bhavan, where the MP currently resides, and the chain snatching incident took place from there in the early hours while the MP was outside the premises. And despite the area being one of the Delhi's most secured zones, housing several embassies and also VIP residences, the assailant managed to flee the scene. So crime taking place in the VIP area of the national capital there. MP Sudha's gold chain snatched on Monday morning in the national capital. This incident taking place near the Tamil Nadu Bhavan, where the MP currently resides. So let's get all the updates. Akhil, my colleague, is now joining us from the national capital. Akhil, what more details you have? Because we are talking about Chanakya Place area. This is one of the most, fortified area, so to say, because of the several embassies and several diplomats also live there. And what are the police saying at the moment?
Well, if you see in a shocking security breach incident, what we have seen in Chanakya Place area, which is known as one of the posh localities in the national capital, because if you see several embassies, high commission offices are there, and in that area, what has happened at near Poland embassy, just outside gate number 3, this very incident took place, in which at around 6:15 a.m. Early morning, what we have seen that Sudha, Miss Sudha, who is an MP member of Parliament from Tamil Nadu, from the Congress party, was just going on a morning walk, and she was not alone over there. There was another Rajya Sabha MP, and both of them were walking. And at that point in time, a person on a scooty came from another side, towards the side of Poland embassy, and he was moving towards the side of US embassy. So at that point in time, this very incident took place, in which snatching incident took place, and in which the member of parliament has also got some bruises. So right now, she's not, I just spoke for a few moments back with the member of parliament, but she's not ready to come on camera. But she has said that right now she has written a letter to Union Home Minister as well regarding this very incident in a high security zone, Chanakya Place area. And apart from that, what we have got the information from Chanakya Place police station, that a complaint has also been launched regarding this snatching incident in Chanakya Place area at the police station over there.
Nagil, of course, it's a huge safety lap in the capital's diplomatic enclave there. But what are the police saying at the moment? Are they getting in more reinforcements, or maybe increasing the presence of the police and other forces there?
Well, if you see, Chanakya Place area has always been seen as one of the most secure zones in the national capital, because if you see the visuals over there, you will find that most of the embassies are located in Chanakya Place area. So at a certain distance, you will find the PCR vans over there. But at that point in time, when that incident took place, there was no PCR. So this very incident took place. And at that point in time, when she raised the voice, the member of parliament who got injured, she raised the voice, and there was no one to help early morning at around 6:15 a.m. So in this regard, she has written a complaint, and in this regard, what we have seen, Delhi police is just looking at all the CCTV footages which has been placed outside the Poland embassy. So they have recovered all those CCTV footages, because the person who was riding that scooty has already wore that helmet, and he's completely masked his face. So right now, his identification has not been done by the Delhi police team. So once his identification will be done, and the number details from his scooty will also be clarified, then only things will be clearer, that who was that person and why did he commit that kind of crime in that area.
All right, Akhil. Thank you so much for those details there. We'll keep coming back to you in the subsequent bulletins. And viewers, now let's take a look at some more news from across the nation in Bharat in One.
Bharat 1 Minute brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
A looting incident took place in a jewellery shop at New Delhi's Chand Bagh area. The criminals looted cash and jewellery from the shop at the gunpoint. Not only this, the valuables were also snatched from the customers there. And after carrying out the crime, the accused fled from the spot. The accused was masked, and they are being looked at by the police. The BSF troops caught two narco smugglers with heroin and recovered one drone from a farming field near village in Firozpur district. The search operation was launched after the drone was seen in Taran area. On the disclosure, the troops recovered one packet of heroin from an adjoining irrigated field. The Delhi police have arrested Raj Kishore, who has been on the run for 26 years. He was a criminal who was convicted in the kidnapping and killing of a businessman's son. He was also a fugitive who was sentenced to life imprisonment for the brutal murder of an 8-year-old boy. And viewers, in a shocking incident at the Srinagar airport, an army officer has been charged with a murderous assault on SpiceJet employees after a dispute over excess cabin luggage. And the altercation, which escalated into violence, left 4 airline staff members with grievous injuries, including a broken jaw and a spinal fracture. Now, this disturbing incident has raised serious questions about passenger behavior and airport security. Here's a report.
A senior army officer's refusal to pay for extra luggage triggered a violent assault on SpiceJet employees, leaving 4 staff members severely injured. According to the airline, the officer was carrying 16 kilograms of cabin luggage, more than double the 7-kilogram limit. When the airline staff informed the officer about the excess baggage charge, he became irate, repeatedly punching and kicking one employee. The situation turned even more brutal when the officer allegedly attacked one staffer with a cue stand. Security personnel from the Central Industrial Security Force, or the CISF, quickly intervened, subduing the officer before the situation could further spiral out of control. The Indian Army has condemned the attack and taken cognizance of the incident. In a statement, the Army confirmed that it is fully cooperating with the civil investigation, offering support for the probe. Political parties in Jammu and Kashmir have strongly condemned the assault. National Conference spokesperson Sarah Hayat Shah denounced the act as gundagardi on X, labeling it highly condemnable and shameful and insisting on the officer's accountability. PDP leader Iltija Mufti also called for immediate action. SpiceJet has also strongly condemned the assault on its staff, emphasizing that any act of violence against employees will be pursued to the full extent of legal and regulatory channels. An FIR has been registered and SpiceJet has initiated the process to place the passenger on the no-fly list. SpiceJet has also submitted CCTV footage of the assault to the police as part of the investigation.
All right, viewers, we have big breaking news coming in. India set to play Pakistan in September in the Asia Cup. Now, anger and pressure is mounting on the BCCI. Parliamentarians have now started questioning BCCI's silence and say that the match is being played because of financial benefits. So remember, the Asian Cricket Council has confirmed the venues for the match, and India and Pakistan match will be played on 14th of September at the Dubai International Stadium. And remember, this coming in even as the outrage continues to grow over India deciding to play against Pakistan despite the Pahalgam terror attack and Operation Sindoor. However, despite the ongoing chatter, despite the outrage, the ACC has confirmed the venue and it has said that the match will go ahead as planned. However, there are voices that are now raising, parliamentarians have also started questioning the BCCI's silence. Remember, BCCI has maintained a very strong silence on the entire matter. And the allegation is that the match is being played purely because of financial benefits and there's no concern about the public anger and the Pahalgam terror attack. So India and Pakistan going to face each other in the Asia Cup match. Remember earlier, the League of Champions match was also called off. The World Championship of Legends match was called off. This after the Yuvraj Singh-led team had reached the semi-finals but had refused to play against Pakistan. But the Asian Cricket Council has announced the schedule for the Asia Club Cup, and this is including the India-Pakistan match. However, MPs and common people are also have hit out at the BCCI, saying that resuming cricket ties with Islamabad at this point in time amounts to just earning cursed money because they're only thinking about money and financial gains and not thinking about the public sentiment here.
भारत और पाकिस्तान के बीच मैच होना चाहिए जिस तरीके से कहा जा रहा है।
पहले ही से कहा था कि नहीं होना चाहिए। क्या मतलब है पाकिस्तान के साथ? किस बात की गलबैयां पाकिस्तान के साथ हो रही हैं?
तो क्या ये पैसे के खातिर मैच हो रहा है?
और क्या है? और क्या है इसके अलावा? पैसे के अलावा और क्या है? क्रिकेट के अंदर पैसा ही पैसा है, इसके अलावा कुछ और है?
लेकिन कहते हैं कि पानी बंद हो जाएगा, सब कुछ बंद हो जाएगा, पाकिस्तान से कोई वार्ता नहीं, फिर मैच।
हाँ मैच होगा, पैसे आएंगे इसलिए मैच कर रहे हो। फालतू के ड्रामा करने से कोई फायदा है?
चलो सर, क्या भारत और पाकिस्तान के बीच?
So viewers, the silence is deafening, the ignorance is haunting, and it is all working in Pakistan's favor. No cricket with Pakistan. This hashtag is picking pace, and the nation is questioning the BCCI. Why this silence? Why is BCCI having to choose between the nation and cricket with Pakistan? So has the BCCI forgotten that what I stands for in BCCI, or is it just the TRP and the revenue more important than national security? We say this cricket and terror cannot go hand in hand, and the nation today is saying enough is enough. Ban India versus Pakistan match because, ladies and gentlemen, like the Prime Minister himself said, Operation Sindoor is still underway.
The nation is outraged. Victims of terror are being mocked. 1.4 billion Indians are raising hashtag no cricket with Pak chorus. But these calls are falling on deaf ears of the BCCI.
जो कहा जा रहा है कि इसको लेकर क्या कहें? क्या मैच भारत पाकिस्तान के इस स्थिति में होना चाहिए? ऐसा इस स्थिति में होना चाहिए मैच? जो कहा जा रहा है कि इसको लेकर क्या कहें? क्या मैच भारत पाकिस्तान के इस स्थिति में होना चाहिए?
It was 2 weeks back since Rajiv Shukla was confronted by Republic. But cut to August 4th, 2025. Today, the BCCI still hasn't uttered a single word.
जो कहा जा रहा है कि इसको लेकर क्या कहें? क्या मैच भारत पाकिस्तान के इस स्थिति में होना चाहिए? ऐसा इस स्थिति में होना चाहिए मैच?
On the other hand,